Who's back? We're back again. Guess who's back? Richard.
Yeah.
Yeah, and me. Hi, welcome back to Painting Up the Monster Manual. We're here for the Hezrou. How are you saying that for episode 40?
Hezrou.
Yeah, I thought so too. Episode fucking 40. We've done this for nearly a year. We're 13 weeks off the year.
Nearly a fucking year. That is mad.
Yeah, and time's just flown by. Because me and Richard were talking before the stream about adulting and how life is hard. And life is fucking hard. But not so hard when you're watching Dragonborn Industries, right? Not so hard when you're here. Just chill out on a Thursday. And who have we got today? Hey Zizi, hey Lot of Cats, hey Nexus, hey Dibs, hey James, how you doing? I assume you're still off work, buddy. I hope you're feeling better. But anybody else in there that I've missed so far? If I've missed you out, terribly sorry. But welcome back to another show where we're going to be painting up this gnarly looking thing that looks like a slab. It's not a slab, it's a demon. This is the Hezrou. But before we get to all of that, Richard, who are you, buddy?
Me?
You!
Me?
You!
Me? I am Richard, I am Warrior Prince 3D, I am your one-stop shop for all your 3D printing needs. From tabletop miniatures to collectibles to statues to terrain to cosplay pieces to anything you think you fancy printing. I am your place to go to.
He is your place to go to. And actually, speaking of that, let's look at some of the stuff that Richard's got going on this week, because the first thing he sent me today, and I was like, oh, is Dragonborn. If you don't know who this is,
then you're not ready.
Or go learn, because yeah, the Salvador books are really cool, and Dritz is like the good drow, you know? He's like the adventurer, hands around with Jalaxel Banneret if you've ever played Waterdeep or any of the module books. But these are some of the things that Richard's currently got going on at the moment, and they are very, very awesome. So yeah, who's this one by, Richard?
So this is from Hell Creator.
Damn. And then Helldiver's going on here. Wait, oh, hell yeah. Now, this is what we need to talk about, because obviously we had the Bad Batch finishing recently, and we've seen a few of these come through from you, but like Echo and Wrecker this time, isn't it? And
I've posted a few in there, because I think they've got the, I don't know how many, obviously, of you guys there are to go for the whole Bad Batch, but there's quite a few now.
So there should be 5 and Omega. Oh, can you turn the big music down a little bit? Yeah, of course I can. I didn't realise it had gone up so much. Hopefully that's a little bit better. But yeah, so we've got Echo there, which is a really fucking awesome statue. There's Wrecker, which is completely awesome. And let me know, guys, if the music is too loud. But this is cool as well. Like, obviously with Deadpool and Wolverine coming out real soon, that is one hella statue.
One thing I also want to point out, so obviously Sanix has done this Wolverine before. If I can get it, bear with me 2 seconds. Because I decided to print it all big.
Whoa! That's awesome.
And I've painted this one before and sold it. So I decided to redo him, and I'm going to paint a bigger one. That's
awesome. That's very, very, very cool. And like, a testament to Richard printing huge models. He's done me BD1 from Jedi Survivor and another mini that we did really large, which is currently sat behind the screen behind me. And I want to show it off so badly, and I just can't yet.
I really want to see that one.
Yeah. But let's keep going through. Got some Dune stuff going on from Sanix. Oh, that's Inquisitor.
That is beefy, actually.
That's nuts. Some 40k going on.
BG3 characters continuing from Volcomancer.
Oh, really? That's very, very cool. I know some people in chat who were pretty big fans. Echo! Oh, I fucking love Echo. I love all of the Bad Batch. Ah, that's Hunter. Crosshair. Ah, and that's the end of the pictures. But, so you can get those all through Richard currently, where you can either get him on Etsy or just message him on Facebook, which is @WarriorPrince3D. And yeah, just the amount of stuff that Rich can get hold of is absolutely insane. Nexus says, heard you say you made a Warframe 3D print?
Warframe?
Not sure. Hello, Miss Lounge. Hello, Miss Lounge. Welcome to the chat. But let's jump into what we're doing today. So this is the Hezrou, Hezrou, which is the next in the collection of demons, and we're getting towards the end of the demons, you know.
There's a few left up there.
Yeah, there's still what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-ish, something like that, and then the pit fiend to get through.
Can you move more into your screen then?
Oh, I need to maximise you there, don't I? God, it's all such a professional stream. There you go. But I guess we need to look at if you've got a level 3 character ready to go.
No.
Go on, you quickly do that and I'll do some talking about the Hezrou, because this is a CR8 creature. And obviously the point of this show is so that we can show you a little something about the monster while we try and paint one up. And we've got 1 hour to paint this. Rich is going to create a level 3 character randomised on D&D Beyond, and I'm going to have him roll initiative against this while we paint it. We'll have 1 hour. And usually, it goes all right. We can usually get it to tabletop ready. I don't think we're going to get to a phenomenal standard on this today, but I think tabletop ready is definitely doable. Sometimes we don't make it at all, but let's have a look at the Hezrou, which is a large fiend, which is chaotic evil. It has an armor class of 16, which is natural armor, hit points of 136. So it's tanky in the sense that it can keep taking hits at CR8 and has quite a bit of damage it can take. Speed of 30 feet, and when we look at its stat block, its strength is +4, its dex is +3, its con is +5, however its intelligence is -3, its wisdom is +1, and its charisma is +1, so intelligence is its dump stat. Saving throws are pretty high with a strength, con and wisdom of 7, 8 and 4. We're looking at the standard fiend resistances, so lightning, cold, fire, bludgeoning, piercing and slashing from non-magical attacks, and then it has immunity to poison, and we'll talk about that in a minute because that comes into effect with some of its abilities. As for everything else, it has dark vision up to 120 feet, it speaks Abyssal, the language of demons, and it has telepathy of 120 feet. These things are one of the foot soldiers of the demon armies. So when we look at the demons as a whole class, or as a whole monster phylum, we know that there are like demon lords and demon princes and upper demons, higher demons in the Blood War, and these guys are down there with like the Lemures and the Mains. They are on the front lines. However, these ones are a bit more chunky. So first things up is that they have a magic resistance. Most of the demons do. This is advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. So for anybody who doesn't play D&D, they get to roll twice, take the highest. As for a natural ability they have one called Stench. And this is why they are immune to the poison conditions and the damage. So any creature that starts its turn within 10 feet of a Hezrou must succeed on a DC 14 Constitution saving throw or be poisoned until the start of the next turn. On a successful saving throw, the creature is immune to the Hezrou stench for 24 hours. So that poison condition, although it doesn't deal damage, what it does do is it puts you at disadvantage on attacks and ability checks. So that's not great for maybe a level 3 character. The hope here is that Richard's level 3 that I'm hoping he's now rolled up is going to be able to pass that. And the last thing we look at out of the big 3 is the actions and the damage it can do. It has a multi-attack. It can make 3 attacks, which is pretty beefy. It has a bite attack with a reach of 5 feet. It deals 2d10 plus 4 piercing damage, and then its claws are a +7 with 2d6 plus 4. So actually, although its armor class is what I would say is low for a CR8 creature, the hit points and the damage it can output, as well as putting you at a disadvantage, that's pretty high. So yeah, one with its bite, 2 with its claws, a level 3 character might not stand too much of a chance. But what have you rolled up?
Something awful.
What is it?
So, Rayleigh Hopho.
Oh yeah?
A Drow Druid
Oh.
with the most abysmal set of stats I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, but Druid, you get basically 3 hit points when you do Wild Shape.
Yeah, if I can be intelligent enough to wild shape, considering my intelligence is 7.
Corriente has just said intelligence is his dump stat too. But I guess. So what was the name? Sorry.
Rayleigh Popho.
Rayleigh. I guess we have to set a scene. And have you already got a plan in mind for how you're going to paint this up?
I have indeed.
How are you going to go round on this?
Don't know. No, so I obviously when I first prepped all these models, I sprayed and zenithilled.
Yes.
But I had an idea of what I wanted to do this week, and looking at it now, it's a bit too light. So I'm firstly going to be basing it black, really black.
Yeah.
And go through and see what I can do with that. I've got a couple of the Army Painter War Paint Fanatic range from Army Painter.
I'm using the Army Paint War Fanatic paints from the Army Painter as well today.
I'm going to play around with a bit of dry brushing and a couple of the Vallejo modern colours.
Nice.
The lighter bits on the front and see how much I can fuck it up.
Yeah, I think I'm going to get the same. I'm going to start with the purples from the underside, taking it to reddish brown at the top, and then hit the underside with things. But let's set a scene, Rayla. The Underdark, where your people are from, borders so many different nexus points for different realms and planes of existence to cross over and create passages between them. Maybe you're on a patrol one day, maybe you are a wild drow that lives out on their own, but you come out of a cave and the heat is the first thing you notice that hits you. Is this just sweltering, acrid heat. And as you kind of like shield your drow eyes from the bright light that burns and you acclimatise to it, you realise you're not outside in the sun and that heat doesn't make sense. As red roiling clouds brim across the sky, the smell of brimstone and fire along with rot and decay, as you look out across a river and a field of bones and death, as you watch demon and devil forces colliding in a battle of some sort. You watch, trying to keep cover for a while as this goes on and you don't want to draw attention to yourself, but a large 200-foot tall swinging demon grabs a load of its underlings by its feet and throws them towards the devils like they're some kind of improvised weapon, but one of them comes flying towards you by accident and it smashes into the ground at the base of this cave, and then it snarls and then sees you. A little.
Sorry, I should not be here.
Food, energy, good. I need you to roll initiative, please, bud. Okay, so the initiative for a Hezrou is a +3. I've rolled a 14 for a total of 17.
I rolled an 8. Yeah, an 8 for a total of 9.
Oh. Beardy, turn your mic up, Dib says.
It is up. It's up to max.
Yeah, we had this before the stream, didn't we? We didn't know why yours was.
There you go. It's right there. Is that better?
Oh, that's much better. I can hear you much better. I'm going to set the timer up because I completely forgot. You've got 1 hour, and then we'll hit straight into the combat. He says, "Get a better mic." That is a good mic that he's got.
It's a fantastic mic.
Right, I'm going to start with Mage Cast Magenta from the Army Painter Fanatic War Paints, and I'm going to do what Rich is doing, and I'm going to start dry brushing the shit out of this. And then I'm going to work that up to a kind of reddish brown at the top. But as this thing turns around and snarls, it looks damaged. That fall from being thrown has hurt it. I will say that much to you. But it gets up and it starts just almost like its body is that of a toad. Its back legs, like it stands up and it's got that weird angles to it, and it is just going to straight up run at you, and then it's going to try and claw you twice and then bite you. There's a nat 1 on the claw. So I will say that it goes prone as it falls over and you manage to step out of the way. Maybe you trip it with a staff or whatever you've got. And I'll make the next two attacks at disadvantage. That's a 3 and another nat 1. And then the bite is a 10 and a 13. So 10 plus 7 is going to be 17 to hit with the bite.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, really? Okay, that's not good.
I mean, Druid standard form, I've got an armor class of 14.
Well, you take 9 points of piercing damage. Is it just like, it trips, it tries to claw at you, and then bites at you. All my friends are really robotic. That's interesting as well. We're going to push through it and just try and work out what's going on. But it's your go, Rayla.
Wild shape. Pretty sure I can turn into a bear.
You should be able to. Should be CR2 and lower, I believe.
Well, it says a quarter.
Oh, yes, because it's only Path of the Moon, isn't it, that can go up to CR2. It's funny how much I've only been looking at the stats of monsters and stuff for the past 40 weeks, and I've forgotten what the classes actually do. Right.
I'll turn into a wolf.
Nice. So, how's it look when you wild shape?
As I sort of rear back from the hits, I lean forward and my nose elongates into a snout as I drop down onto all fours and howl at this thing.
Oh! Can you do anything else with your turn? That's your action, isn't it? Okay. So, it will try and stand up for half its movement, and then it will... Oh, sorry, at the start of your turn as well, I need you to make a Constitution save.
9.
You are poisoned for the next minute, but you get to make a saving throw at the start of your next turn. So, it is going to straight up stand up, and it's going to try and claw you again. 12 plus 7 for a 19.
Yep.
You're going to take 9 points of slashing damage.
Ow.
How much hit points does a wolf have?
11.
Okay. Second attack. 9 plus 7 for a 16.
Yep.
Oh my god. 9 points of slashing damage again.
That's 7 carried over.
So you revert back. It's like almost as you go to turn, it's like, no, you will remain as I can see you now. And just slashes in. And as you revert back, it's going to go in for that bite. As a 6 plus 7 for a 13. Is that right? No, hang on. 6, 7, 8, 9.
Yeah, 13.
Yes, it is. Wow, my maths failed me there.
Just missed.
Just misses as you manage to step back, but it is now your turn. You get to make that Constitution save again.
Okay. 13.
Fails, I'm afraid. So you are still poisoned as the smell of this thing, especially as it gets closer and it's like breathing into your face. It is just like the worst dad breath ever, but it smells like a rotting corpse in there as well. Pasty, I've just realised you remind me of with that haircut. Scanlan. I'll take that. But it's your go, Rayla.
I cast darkness at my feet and run.
Okay, so tell us how you cast.
So literally, as I sort of get up from being shoved out my wolf form, writhe my fingers around my wrists as smoky vapour begins to sort of boom out from it, literally just coating me in this cloud of darkness as it washes over the beastie.
Okay, so darkness. It has dark vision, but darkness is magical, and that means it cannot see in this magical darkness. You are going to try and run away. It will make an attack of opportunity against you. It's at disadvantage because it can't see. It's an 11 plus 7 for an 18.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, it's with a claw though, so it's a little less damage. It's not good though. 14 points of slashing damage.
Down.
Okay, is that spell concentration?
No.
Okay, so the darkness remains. And I think...
Sorry, yes, it's concentration.
Okay, so as soon as the spell's up, it slashes out at you just before you manage to get away. It's like, no, your small magic has no might for me. I am a demon, and I will feed on your flesh, lowly drow. Yeah, it's going in. First hits with advantage with the claw. Yeah, auto crit. So that's 2 death saves. Second attack. Yeah. And third attack, auto crit on the second and third as well. So didn't even get to death saves as it just, you know, like the hunters in Resident Evil, and they like slash down at the ground.
That's all I'm thinking about.
It does that. It slashes at your spine, and it's almost like the last thing you feel is the shattering of your spine in the middle as the second claw rakes across and you lose consciousness. And as viewers from the outside, all we see is it just like dig its hands in, pull apart your ribcage from the back, and then just nuzzle its face into your innards and start slurping up the spaghetti. That was a quick combat.
Yum, yum, yum.
Yeah, bad dice rolls and an unfortunate bad character creation. So, as for the Hezrou, have you used one of these in your...
I've never used one of these, but I might be inclined to do so.
So I haven't used one either, but they are one of the ones that I have as a backup to things if characters end up going the way of, you know, different planes of existence, because they are pretty gnarly and they are pretty bestial in nature. So I quite like them to have as the background, but I've not actually managed to throw one down on the table yet. I also really like that I'm sort of going with the squig effect of reds at the moment. I'm going to try and work through that to a reddish brown on top. How's yours going?
It's looking very black.
Yeah. How about you guys at home? Have you guys used a Hezrou in your campaigns? Dib says, is that a new record? I think he's died quicker.
That was 2 rounds, so...
I think I've got you in 1.
Yeah, I think it's quite possible.
I think the was it the not the basilisk, but the Bahia, where you went in there, didn't see it, it dropped down on top of you and just had you in 1 turn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the one.
Yeah. Unfortunately, CR... Yeah, so this is actually a good point as well, is obviously this is a CR8 creature. You shouldn't be throwing it at a a level 3 character, especially if they're on their own, unless they really have fucked you off as a DM and walked off the intended route by a country mile and decided that pissing off a demon lord is the way forwards. Maybe then, otherwise... Yeah, I think a party of 4 or 5 could handle it, as long as you've got heals in there. But, yeah, it's a pretty beastly thing for level 3. As for the other demons that we have left to go, I don't actually think there's all that many left, you know. I think we've got... What have we got? So we've got the mains next week, which you've already painted.
I'm going to paint the one that I should have painted, swap around.
Is that the Glabrazier?
No, because it was I painted the main we were supposed to paint when we were painting.
Dretch. It's the Dretch. Then we've got the Marilith, which should be quite fun. The Nalvashni, which is basically rocksteady bebop-looking demon. Quaist will be quite small and easy. And we've got a few of the shadows and the rocks. Actually, no, there's still quite a few to go, actually.
I was going to say, there's some there.
Seven of them.
Shelf.
7 of them left to go. But I'm going to take... No, I'm not going to take Wicked Pink. I don't want that. I want the Pixie Pink, and I'm going to dry brush that one on. Dibs, I had 13 minis in my head. I mean, are you eating them, Dibs? How are you all doing out there anyway? Have you got much on for the day? Faced one that was trapped in a cursed helm. No one inspected it and threw it into a fire pit to smelt it. And the demon came out. Monk Stunning Striked it round 1. Yep, nice. That's the way to go. Yeah, because it's not actually immune to those things either, which is awesome. Because a lot of the upper ones are immune to things like stun and other crazy effects that really help out a party. So with the dry brush on the pink, I'm just coming down from the top over the stomach and over the thigh. I'm probably not going to go too much further than that because I want to start getting flesh colours on the underside of it. What colours are you going to go for?
Basilisk red, Within the Fury and pure red.
Ooh.
And I've got some off-white and off-grey sort of thing for some of the softer areas.
Nice. I'm going to try and get some of the faded purples and pinks on the underside, and then I'm going to try and get that grey on the spikes at the top. Work and then tearing down my printer. Yeah, fair enough, Dragon Skull. We were just chatting before as well about printers, and yeah, I like my Saturn too, but I know its quirks enough that like I don't put anything on the left side of the bed because that side doesn't like to be level, even though I can level it 1,000 times, whereas everything in the middle and on the right prints fine. So I'm like, right, just gonna waste that half of the bed, and then using the M5 at the moment to test it all out, and that's getting some weird stress lines that me and Richard were talking about, and I'm trying to get those kinks out. That's fine. Minutes, not minis, you would, Wazuk. Yeah, sorry there, Dibs. That's bad reading on my part. Sick in bed playing Monster Hunter. Nice, James. Z, building up dry brush layers on Karlak's skin. Mummy. Yeah, it's a fucking awesome model. So, so cool. I mean, all I can see is your blank, blank wall of blank, blankness. Oh, there she is, right at the top there on the left. Now show us the rest of your house. Let's have a look around Richard's living space. Let's put his address out on the internet. Oh, what's in the fish tank?
Koalas.
Tank seems kind of small for koalas, mate.
No, multiple. I want to say, remember the species.
We're now into Dragonborn Industries cribs.
Cool looking fishes.
Yeah, we got some axolotls and stuff. Not in this room. I'm working on the Flesh of Gods diorama box that Beardy never got round to painting. Yeah, Dibs' stuff is pretty cool. Hoping that, like, Craig, if you're there in chat still, which I think you should be, this will be coming your way pretty soon. I just need to finish sanding off that top layer, and then this is the first of a diorama dice that should be coming your way, buddy. Really little. Oh, the light's not going to let that happen, is it? There we go. Painted up Cody and put him in there. Yeah, bud. Wanted to do something nice for you. Because of the nice things you've done for us. Right, how you getting on, Richard? You still on the black?
I'm picking out some of the, redoing some of the claws at the moment and spikes. just whilst things dry so I can start to dry brush.
I'm still working my way up through the reds. I'm going to start trying to work out how I'm going to start turning those into browns.
How are we for time?
We are doing fucking well. You got 43 minutes, bud. I don't think I'm going to need 43 minutes. I think I'm going to be pretty done pretty soon. So I'm going to take my onyx brown boat and I'm going to paint up the loincloth that's on this guy. And then I've got to work out how I'm going to do the base on that one too. So let's grab that one there. Then get those ones in. So this is literally just oak brown from the War Paints Fanatic range. I'm just going to put that on as one single layer. I've not even thinned it down because I don't feel like I need to with these paints currently, and especially not for a tabletop ready miniature. Otherwise, I would normally see it a bit more thin. But over black, it's got a really nice rich tone to it. And where we've been dry brushing the red, it's actually going to act as a nice little highlight underneath. Go in that way. Same again over here. So. I've realised I haven't needed water so far that I haven't actually poured myself a little ramekin of water. So let's use that. Right. Then thin off that bit that hit the leg. Which one's that?
Basilisk red.
Basilisk red?
Yeah, so for the first sort of first dry brush, first layer of it.
Yes.
It's quite
Just found it. Nowhere near my reds, but with the purples. There's a cool red. That's actually very, very cool. Hadn't seen that one. It's right next to the mulled berry. I will say, like, the Fanatics range has been pretty good. I've been enjoying using it quite a bit.
What will be nice is once I get my paint station set up, I'll have all my paints out. I've got a few extra shelves.
Nice. Yeah, I've got the Fanatics and my Green Stuff World and some of my contrasts in front of me. Then my AKs in the box that I carry up and down from the house, and yeah, the other Games Workshop stuff is on this thing behind me. James says, how many times has everyone drank their paint water? Me, many times. I have drank a ridiculous amount of paint water over the years. That's also why I now put them in ramekins rather than mugs, so that I don't drink the paint water.
So also now I've got this lovely little palette from Grydruffery.
Oh.
And it is awesome.
That's pretty cool. I might use some Turbo Dork, you know.
Tempted to drink.
I think on that rock, I'm going to do some metallics from Turbo Dork.
Oh yeah.
Why not?
Why not, Doug? Why not?
Why not? Let's do Let Them Eat Cake. Because I like that one. Dibs never! Come on, everybody out there's got to have drunk paint water, even as a kid. If not, you may as well do a shot of Army Painter right now. Missing out. Nothing like plastic particles floating around inside you. Right, so how would you implement a Hezrou then? If you were going to put one into your campaigns?
I'd have it as a demon minion.
Yeah, I think it is.
Or it would be the sort of thing that's left behind as either a trap or a temporary guardian.
Yeah. I like that idea that it's something that's been left behind. Maybe there's like a big battle. It's just like one of the last remnants of something, and you know, it's still just a feral beast. Does dipping my brush then licking it count? No, because I do that all the time. Next is at work, I would wash my hands with white spirit while I clean my airbrush parts. Yeah, fair enough. I've got to admit, I use isopropyl alcohol there sometimes. I'm like, oh, you know, I've got a tiny bit of resin on my skin. Dunk them in the isopropyl and wash them off. So, I used to wash with Swarfiga as well. Damn! Don't come at me, Z. As a teen, I used to eat paint for money. Fucking idiot classmates thought I was nuts and it was toxic, so they paid me £1 for every skittle I dipped in and ate. Well, I mean, you know, quid's in, really. Like, do what makes you happy. Okay, so how are the eyes on this thing? I'm going to zoom in. So we got that classic demon yellow again, which I quite like because a lot of the demons have this like red to brown colour scheme. So the yellow really pops out for their eyes. Right. So let's grab this one here. What I find as well for eyes when you're coming in is to just make sure you've got enough paint loaded on there, but not enough that it creates a ball, and then almost paint a line where the eye is. And I do the motion before I even touch the mini.
I'm always the opposite. I make sure I've got enough for a ball and basically place the ball so it does a perfectly circular eye.
Ah, yes. So I like that technique if you have a steadier hand than I do. Otherwise, I'm like, random dot, beauty spot. I tend to do the line in so that I can control where the brush is, and then I can repaint the base coat around it, and then I come in with the dot afterwards. And that's where I need magnification goggles in. Sniffed a goldfish cracker once. I sniffed Pro Plus for money. Wow, we're going down that route. Exeter isn't known for its intellectuals. That's the irony that I got that word wrong. Hey, cost of living is going up. A 20 is a 20. Yeah, £20 I'd eat painted covered Skittles. Yeah, I too would. I mean, I'm not saying you guys can donate and ask for things. I might do them for certain amounts of money, but I like money. Richard likes money.
Richard exchanged plastic crack for money, so you know.
I will get Richard to smoke real crack if you pay me money. Okay, so now I'm going to grab actually some of that Basilisk Red and I go around the eyes with it to make sure they're tidied up in the right shape. Send me your American candy and I will. Assume. You do, Beardy, and I'm addicted now. I'm starting to get lost of what's going on. I think that was a plastic crack response. Okay, so I'm just reshaping the eyes with the Basilisk Red. And then we can go in and get some pupils in there maybe. Okay. So that should be how we're looking at the moment. Now, I just need to work out how I'm doing that face, because obviously we've got those teeth that are poking up in those nostrils. I want to paint those individually as well. But let's grab Topaz Skin. I just feel like cracking with some plaster. So, Topaz Skin. Do you reckon you'll be done then within the hour?
How long we got?
34 minutes? I think I'm going to... Sorry, say again?
Maybe.
I think I definitely will be. I don't think I've got very far to go. Just need to find another dry brush, as I think I may have taken my other ones down to the house. Down to the house! Where I've left it. It's not going to be on the battle map. What am I doing? What am I doing with my life, Richard?
We're supposed to be painting.
Aye, you'd think so, but...
You can't do that with your brushes.
Yeah, you're quite right.
It's a bit silly of you.
There it is. I split my brushes so that they were in different places. So I've got some up here and some down in the house. And I've obviously been transporting them to the wrong places.
Obviously.
Obviously. James, I mean, if anyone is in America, feel free to send all of the different sort of M&Ms you have over there. I just need the classic peanut M&M and the crispy. They're the best ones. What I do need is proper Mountain Dew. A load of the sweet shops over here are no longer allowed to sell it, which is annoying. And I adore Mountain Dew because I'm that way inclined. There's like a little sweet shop in our local town and it used to do it all. Now, nothing. Corriente, the American shop stopped selling them because apparently legislation's like, yeah, this is bad.
It's like pure sugar and awfulness, isn't it?
But we're allowed to get things like Monster Energy and Red Bull.
Yeah, I know. It's awful.
So, I'm okay putting poison into my body if I know that's what I'm doing. I don't think anybody's shying away from Mountain Dew going, oh, it could be a health drink. So, this is the topaz skin going on over that purple.
Very nice.
I will say, I think for this entire show that we've done, dry brushing has been the quickest way to layer up and get through so many different minis. I think where we were using contrast paints before, it just didn't cut the mustard. I think they're fine for army painting.
I say, as long as you're painting multiple models, it's fine.
But for one individual trying to do it as quick as possible, I don't think it works as well. What? No Mountain Dew? Yeah, we get like an English variant Dragon Skull, but it's
Yes.
yeah, it's just not as good. That's because cost of living here is getting really bad. Yeah, I mean it's 95% sugar, so totally worth it. I agree. A bag of potato chips that is worth 25 cents is now $1.25. Damn. Lucasade Sport all the way. Yeah, I quite like the Lucasade Sport. We used to be able to get Freddo's chocolate bars for 10p, and now they're 75. Yeah.
They've not been 10p since I was a kid.
Yeah, very true. There was an offer on some the other day in Sainsbury's, and it was like 5 for £1, and I somehow thought that was justifiable. So I was like, I'm going to get a load of Freddo's. It's easy. Don't get me started on the Freddo. It's such a good chocolate bar, though. That's the problem. Okay, so I want some orange, actually. I can't hear you at all, Richard.
How's that?
Yeah, that's better. I think it's just because you angled down. I remember they're like 5p. Buy a pack of 5 Freddos for £1. How old are you again? Shut it, damn him! I like it when chat's just happy to go on.
I think I am the older of the two of us.
But me and you?
Yeah.
How old are you?
37.
Yeah. Grandad here.
I think I'm 38. Might be 38.
I'm 35. A wee baby. Except for the Starfinder group where I am the oldest. And all of our friends where I am the oldest, so. It's nice to hang out with somebody older than me. You right there, Grandad?
Birdie.
Your hip's alright?
No, actually, I'm a fat bastard, so it's...
Put down the Werthers, mate. I think orange was the right way to go. So we're getting orange now on top, which is starting to match the picture. Let's get it to focus. Along with the skin tones of that topaz skin on the belly there. Do you guys remember to take your vitamins? Shut up, James.
I've got a basket full of vitamins there, actually.
I don't.
I have to take a lot of vitamins every day.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's gross. You're so broken.
That I am.
I'm sorry, I'm an asshole. Yeah, I don't.
That you are.
I just live with the pain. Right, so I'm going to come in with black on the base, just to get rid of some of the excess pink that I ended up dry brushing onto it, and then I'll use some greys to bring out the stone, I think. And I need to highlight up that loincloth, which I will do with desert yellow. Both of you are puppies. Sorry, say again?
But you're going to turn around and say Desert Eagle then for some reason.
Don't you be laughing at me, Z. Respect your elders. Has your postman been yet? My postman. They're all having a conversation. Ian should be, he's a baby. Thanks. That's my wife. Calling me a baby live on the internet. It's just mean.
Going on the internet.
People can hear you, you know.
Yeah, but people can see you, so it's a whole big difference.
Uh-oh. Okay, all I'm painting for the highlight, and again, I'm not really thinning down the paint or anything, I'm just painting the top highlight of each individual fold of this loincloth. The top edges where it's coming over the top of that rope. So I'm probably only going to do a 2-layer paint job for that and keep it cartoon style. Basically like that.
Very nice.
Alright, are you all happy with that? So, what's left to do? I don't think I'm far away from being done. I'm going to take some skeleton bone or ancient stone from the Army Painter Fanatics, and I'm going to paint each individual line on the rope belt because they're nice and big, and they're going to make that nice and easy to see. Right. I would dry brush a rope normally, but I don't want to get any of the bone onto any of the other colours. Get my camera to focus.
Love it. And you got the metallic on that bloody stone.
Yeah, that's only one layer of Let Them Eat Cake. So
It's a little bit awesome for that, though.
yeah, I will say like the Turbo Dogs are coming in clutch for the single layer painting, which is awesome. Still a lot of chat going on about foods. Dibs, that looks like me without a shirt on. Oh, Dibs, the worst thing is I can see that. Sorry.
Which got to open your phone.
Sorry, say again?
I said you just got to open your phone.
Okay, I think I'm going to try and go grey on the spikes and the teeth. So who's this mini by, Richard? Do you remember?
You know what? That's probably something I should have checked. I will have a look at it because I like to make sure that you're up.
Right. Trying to get all these spikes in without missing one.
I'm trying to go around at the moment systematically thinking, right, that's a spike, there's a spike.
Yeah. Normally I'd attack a limb at a time, but sometimes I can't see the spikes from the other side of the limb.
Yeah. I'm doing all from the front and I'm going, turn them all around.
Yeah, I think that's probably the wisest way to do this one. So do you have systems that you normally do for painting like that? And do you do one side then the other? Do you pick a limb? Because I'm a limb guy.
I will usually, when it comes to minis, and especially if it's like claws or stuff like this, it is a case of I go all from one side, then go all from another side, and try and do sort of one angle, two angle to be able to get every side of it.
Yeah.
Because 9 times out of 10, I'll just have one random side not done.
Yeah.
Something.
I'm exactly the same.
I won't notice till I finish the pissing model, and it always bugs the shit out.
Yeah, I am exactly the same. When it comes to that, I'll have to do it from one angle then the other, and then there'll always be one spike that's half done.
It's usually because I've rushed something, or the brain ticks start to go with, right, do the next bit, no, the next colour. No, the next colour.
Yep. Exactly the same. So.
I've missed one there.
Yeah, I've just realised that like the entire mohawk spike down the centre, I'd done both sides, but from the front was completely naked. So, James says, what's the best black primer for minis?
To be honest, multiples have always done me pretty well. So the Vallejo one, the airbrush one is very good. But recently I have been using Army Painters. So Army Painter Air Primer Matte Black and the Air Primer White. We're going over and doing
Zenith.
basic Xenophils because it's not quite as bright as the ink I use. But the ink I use is fucking expensive.
Yeah. So I actually, I do both airbrush and also rattle can. I do like Chaos Black from Citadel, and I think there is Mallet's Home Hardware usually do it for less than a tenner. So that's a local place that I know that you could get it from, James. Otherwise, the Army Painter one I do like because it matches their black. I also like, there are some particular ones that are for from car places that are like £5 a can, and they're also not bad. The question is, the problem is though, is that if you get one that's too thick, it will take away a lot of that detail from the minis, which is where the airbrush primers do tend to be really thin but very, very high pigment. So they're really, really good. But yeah, so NX says they just use Rust-Oleum. The Rust-Oleum stuff's great. I've used many, many cans of Rust-Oleum as well. They've got a particular reddish brown, which is a perfect match for Doomball brown from the Army Painter. No, it's not the Army Painter, from Citadel. And I've used that for so much stuff that is Star Wars and has a Geonosis base on it for a lot of my Legion and a lot of terrain that I've done. Yeah, I always found that I get the super thick one and lose all the detail. It could be because you're spraying too close. It could be because you're putting too many layers on or going too heavy. Shake it up for at least a minute. Go from about 15 to 30 centimeters away and do little tiny hits with a rattle can. I also find if you start with the Mini lying on its back, so you're going from the underside on it, or if you've got it on a stick, do it from underneath first, so you can get used to that pressure. And then when you get to doing it from the top where most people see details, you'll have got used to that can.
I just fucking hate
So what's that?
I just fucking hate them.
What, the rattle cans? Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that because you were spoiled by the Vallejo?
No, I just I don't think they last long enough. I never. They do the job. Don't get me wrong. They are great for what they are. I am now spoiled by the airbrush stuff because it's so much easier, so much better.
Yeah. I do agree that the airbrush stuff is good. It is the best kind of primer. I find convenience though for the rattle cans really makes the difference for me, because I can just grab it, go outside, spray and go, especially with things like Retributor armor and stuff which are gold.
Yeah, that I can imagine. That especially because you don't want stuff like that.
No, and the other thing is, like, when you've used a rattle can, turn it upside down and give it a couple of sprays so that the propellant is the only thing coming out and it cleans the nozzle out for you. Because I was using the Army Painter terrain spray, which is for foam, and that thing clogged up, and the metallics have a habit of clogging up as well from Citadel. So yeah, give them a little upside down spray. Well, I started painting on classic American cars, and it all depends on how close you and how heavy you are on the trigger. Yeah, exactly that. And don't stop moving. Yeah, movement is always good. Convenience and ease, especially when priming in bulk. Yeah, I absolutely agree. Look at that for a watch streak. 450 on there. 25 streams on a streak that ZZ is tuned in on. That's nuts. Thank you so much. So,
We doth appreciate it.
we absolutely do. Hopefully, come Monday, we'll be doing the next giveaway, of which I realised that it's supposed to be a keyword, and Nightbot decided on Monday that it was going to just put everybody in instead of the keyword. So bless him, Connor, who deserves a win to be honest, won it without even having to put the keyword in. So this week I'm going to try and sort that out, and hopefully we'll get some more Starfinder badges out to people. I think I'm done.
I'm on shaky hand day today, so
Oh, really?
eyes aren't too bad. Not too bad.
Right, I'm gonna...
I can't quite make out if it's got iris is an actual. Yeah, it is an iris.
Yes, it is. I just put in regular irises rather than anything else. So we have... So I can get right in on that face. There. Come on, you fuck. There we go. Bah! I am the demon frog. It looks like something out of a kid's book, like the Gruffalo would find and then make friends with, and it's like, I'm not a bad monster. People are always scared of me. Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I don't add anything else. I think I'm tabletop ready. We've got that nice purple to orange fade. We've got the loincloth. I could throw that on the table and people would be completely alright with that, I think. So.
Alright, now can I do the white bit?
Nexus says it looks like their mum. That's what it's reminding me of. The Gruffalo. When I put it to her and telling her that I had a bad dream. Although, actually, there are some wraps around those wrists, but I quite like them in the same colour. I think if I fuck with it, I'm going to fuck it up. Right, let's have a look. Let's grab. Let's grab that desert yellow. Let's do it with that. At least then it's still within the theme of everything else we've done. It shouldn't look out of place. So that's something actually. If I'm going to add anything extra as a dry brush, I will use one of the colours that I've already used. That way it kind of ties in. Yeah, there we go. Shadow effects.
What have we got?
You've still got 12 minutes, bud, but I'm happily done. I think I'm quite happy to take pictures of that and get that up on Instagram. So what's everybody got on for the rest of the day? Zizi, by the way, what are these stream points for? I got like 33k and I don't know how to use them. You know what, Zizi? I think they go towards like unlocking emotes and stuff, but because we're not quite partner yet, we're still only affiliate, we don't have the extra emotes anyway, but I think you can spend them in the little smiley face bit where the emoticons are to unlock certain things. I think on Band of Badgers I've racked up thousands now. Yeah. Have a look. Have a little dig in. I'm gonna have a look at the stat block of the creature for next week. I don't think it's going to be that bad because I think they're at a CR 1/8. Yeah, they've got like an armor class of 9 and 9 hit points.
What is it next week?
The main, so the zombie-looking, bloated.
Oh yeah, the thing. Yeah, the thing.
There you go. So that's what we're going to be doing next week. I think you should be able to kick its head off pretty quickly. Corriente, reading some Starfinder rules and trying to understand more on Starship and combat. Yeah, it's an interesting system of somebody wanted to do it at Paizo from the X-Wing rules, somebody else wanted to do it from Star Trek rules, so they smashed them both together and got something not quite as good as either. But I've pretty much got most of them down, I think. So just in case you guys need any help, I'm there for it. But yeah, who knows when you will be next in Starship Combat? Who knows? How goes the mini, Richard?
Yeah, I'm nearly there.
Nearly.
Making like bitches.
You got this. I'm gonna clean my brush off. You still have 10 minutes. You're absolutely fine. So I definitely think this is a mini that can be done within an hour. Definitely a monster that can be done within an hour. Would you agree?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm relatively pleased with that as well. So very happy to call that one tabletop ready. So actually, that's a good question. Obviously, like with Instagram and with like social medias and stuff, we see like a lot of people posting amazing painted minis and stuff like that. And we talk about tabletop ready. What's your version of tabletop ready?
My version.
Yeah.
One of those ones is very similar to what we get when we complete something. So that all colours are there. You can tell it's a creature. It's got colours on it. No, it's not going to have 1,000 things highlighted and all these bits and pieces, but it looks the part. Everything on it is painted, including like the base and bits and pieces. Again, even if it's only just basic coats.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I think.
Yeah, I think I'm inclined to agree. Is that as long as there is, like Div says, no visible plastic or resin or whatever the medium is, and it is to a recognisable standard where you can put it on the table and you go, oh yeah, that's cool, but you don't need to like pick it up and look at the details. As long as it's sort of like, yeah, that red thing over there is what you're fighting, or, you know, I think
that's an orc, that's an ogre, that's
yeah.
not just that's a big blob of green paint.
Yeah, and I agree. And sometimes a Zenithal will do that on its own. You can quite literally prime something black and then use the Zenith to highlight it and you can be done. But yeah, I think that for an hour on a mini, you don't really need to spend much more time than an hour, 2 hours to get a tabletop ready standard. Especially if you're in a rush as a GM or a DM to like get something out onto the table. And
depending on the model, we have great experience with the fact that some just aren't easy.
yes, but was that partly because of the contrast paints that we did?
Well, you look at the Manticore. There's no way we could have got that done in an hour. Tell a lie. Unless you're using airbrushes.
And I agree with that statement actually. And I think the airbrush is.
And that's not just because you know, airbrush skill or anything like that. It's not. It's a case of with an airbrush, you can cover it, one coat, and it's practically dry. And then you can literally lighten the colour slightly, give it a lighter tone and texture. Done.
Yeah.
That's not skill. That's just making sure you got the right fucking angle on your brush.
Yeah. And I actually am inclined to agree. Today's mini was one of the ones that I was considering that I would like to use an airbrush on it because I could hit it with an orange from the top, a brown from underneath, and you would get that lovely fade that you can see on the shoulder of the image that's next to me here in this box. An airbrush would get that in no time at all, to the point where I even used a little bit of gloss primer from my airbrush on this mini today, just in case I decided to go through those kind of motions, but...
Well, you look at the Balgora, and I cheated on the Balgora.
Yeah?
And that one, you know, a couple of minutes with the airbrush, and I knocked out a nice little blend of the colour.
Yeah, exactly that. Div says, I'm doing what Beardy is saying as he spoke on this stair carpet. So you're saying primed is tabletop ready. It actually can be, and that's something that I do a lot on this show, is to let the primer do a lot of the heavy lifting. So if the mini's red, I tend to prime black and then dry brush through. But if it's blue, I'll prime it in like a blue Zenith. You can go black underneath and blue on top, or white blue underneath and white on top, and then just throw your dry brush on there and you're done. So Zenith highlighting and letting the primer do the heavy lifter, especially when we get to the dragons, I really think is going to be what makes the difference. Because I
will choose one dragon and I will airbrush a dragon.
Yeah, same. But I think that with the primer being, say for example, you do a blue dragon, you prime it black, zenith it with a dark blue, and then dry brush the shit out the top of it, pick out the details of the horns and stuff, and bang, done. I think it's not going to be that hard. You could go around and then start individually like painting the scales, but nah, nobody's got time for that.
How long have I got?
5 minutes.
Okay, I am going to cry because I've forgotten my fucking Agrax Earth Shade.
No! Do you have a darts board that you normally have above a radiator?
It's not now.
It's on the floor behind you, I can see it.
Yeah. Yeah, I took it down.
But was it above your radiator?
Yeah.
Nothing like throwing darts towards your plumbing. Surely, if your kids try that, it's going to go shunk.
Luckily, they're not allowed to play with the dartboard.
Fair enough.
Plus, it also hasn't been opened in 3 years.
That sounds about right.
Hence why it's now on the floor.
Fair enough. Or you're down into your 4 minutes. It's quite nice. I can just sit back and chill. It's a lot easier than the ones where we are panicking with 4 minutes left to go, going, oh god, it's not drying. Oh, I need to think about some lunch. What are people having for lunch today? Tell me your food things. What's going on?
Might have a bit of quiche.
Yeah, quiche isn't an option I want to choose from. It's probably just going to be a sandwich in the end. Gods, I'm hungry. Yeah. Looks like Dibs has been generous again, sending out people some stuff. Same as I had for every meal, coffee and a ciggy. It's a good meal. God, we ran out of coffee today. Shocking. Let's go get some.
Heartbreaking. I don't drink coffee. It's heartbreaking if I run out of tea.
Basically, we got back from the school run and I was like, alright, okay, I'm tired, gonna get some caffeine. Fuck. Yeah. Or Nexus said I could go for a whole chicken right now. I'll have all the fucking chickens. Now I love the Hound from Game of Thrones. Yours and Beardy's wrong. Hey, what? Oh, Dibs, you stop it. Thank you very much. It's very kind. Apparently, we've got some brushes on the way.
We'll be having words today, aren't we?
Yeah. Oh, he's down to 2 minutes. How am I going to picture this? I can actually start working on that now. Might throw it down onto my Loki Battle Mats thing. Oh, I'm just, you know.
Bastard, isn't it?
We'll throw down some stonework behind it, maybe. Or should I put it in a cave? No, we'll do stonework. Let's do it that way round. Some lava walls.
Lava.
Larva?
Lava. That means larvae.
Yeah. Let's get from underneath. There we go. Oh, I'm going to get those up in a moment. Or you're in the last minute. Are you going to be done? Should we count him down? I'm going to upload that now.
Give me a countdown.
I will do. Nearly about to hit the 30-second mark. Okay, getting close. He's done with 18 seconds left to go. As I'm posting mine to social media, so I'll show mine.
You posted it already, you bastard.
Just about to. So this is mine here. We have. I'm actually going to change that fucking light 'cause it's so bright. There we go. So this is the face on my guy, and then we've got those skin tones underneath, and then the flesh tones from black through purples up to reds and oranges. I think for less than an hour, very happy with that being tabletop ready. How did you get on, Richard?
Right.
Oh, that's some good block colour, Mo. There you go. I like that flesh tone on the underside. I like that a lot. And have you used Agrax on the loincloth and on the wristbands?
I got a skeleton horde because I couldn't find it.
Oh! I like the highlight of the top of the muscles. That's really cool.
Or dry brush.
Dib says he loves it. It's like you paid homage to him. But that's it. So 1 hour, a 2-round combat, and 2 minis done. Easily done within that space of time to a tabletop ready standard. Both were amazing. Thank you very much, Dragon Skull. Dib says, got to say that's an awesome model too. Where can I get such an item? Well, you can get one from Warrior Prince 3D on their Etsy store, or you can message them on Instagram and they'll sort you out. It's at Warrior Prince 3D. I think I got that right.
I think so.
Awesome. Well, I guess that's the end of the show, really. And I suppose we have to say goodbye for another week. I'm back tonight with Band of Badgers for Dragonlance. Richard, are you back next week with Abomination Vaults, or is it tomorrow?
Next week with Abomination Vaults. When's the next Carnage one?
Is it Saturday? Because that's the one that I'm not in.
I think that's Saturday. I think I can make that one.
I think it's Saturday. And then I'll be back again on Monday with the rest of the crew for some fucking Starfinder, where the weekly giveaways are continuing. But until then, guys, we'll see you next week for painting up the monster manual. May those dice gods be ever in your favour. Take it easy, guys.